As we remember those today who bravely served our country and who are no longer with us, we also give thanks to the men and women who are still here to share their stories of bravery and sacrifice. We are honored to have Chief Master Sergeant C.B. Perdue Jr. here in the studio today. This World War II Army Air Corps veteran was captured by the Germans and lived to tell about it.
Wow.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Good morning.
Thank you.
We are so excited to have you here today.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about how you came to be captured in World War II.
I was flying on my 25th mission, target north of Hamburg, Germany. We were about 18,000 feet. A German fighter came up and knocked the tail of our B-17 off. Oh I was in the nose of the ship, and the navigator and myself, we bailed out in the hatch there up near the front. And as I floated down from 18,000 feet, I floated down. There were a greeting team when I landed, and a German Army soldier with a rifle came and took me captive.
Wow. Then
he took me in, and I was put on a train to Barth, Germany, to Stalag Luft 1. That's up near the Baltic Sea. And that's where I stayed for a little better than a month, and we were liberated by the Russians.
And you were only 20 years old at the time, right?
Only 20.
Oh, my
only
goodness.
20.
Talk to me about that experience, being held captive by the Germans for 1 month of your life. Did that seem, looking back, did it seem like a flash, or does it seem like the longest month of your life?
Well, it seemed like a long time. A lot of things happened. No, I wasn't mistreated, except I didn't have enough food to eat, and I think the Germans gave us the best they had, but we had some boxes, food boxes sent in by the International Red Cross that had several items in them, food canned, what have you. One, they always included a package of cigarettes, and I didn't smoke. So I took my cigarettes and I traded them for a candy bar that was in the package, which was called a D-bar. It is a semi-sweet chocolate. To this day, I like semi-sweet chocolate.
There you go, I bet.
But I love that. I love that you were that clever to think, yeah, I'm going to barter and I'm going to trade this out so I can get what I want.
I'm actually surprised you didn't start smoking with all this stress. But tell me about some of the things you have there with you.
Yeah, you're very decorated.
Well, thank you. Some of those were in combat. After the war, I did come back into the military and went on to spend 30 years. So some of these are won that time, but my time in the military was here. These are the Stalag Luft 1 identification tags that they issued us, and I have kept mine. Number was 8218. There was a lot of people in that camp.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Now talk to me about this jacket, too.
This jacket, I was wearing this jacket as on the mission, and there was pants to go with it, but I didn't get those back. The Germans took my jacket away from me, and they painted the U.S. on here, and that was to signify that I was a USA prisoner. But as the war was over with, somebody, I don't know who it was, said, "This belongs to you," and they gave it back to me, and I brought it home. So I've had it ever since. It's a good show and tell. It was what I was wearing when I was shot down.
Really? That's
incredible. Tell us what
incredible.
Memorial Day means to you, having been in the service, been in prison camp, certainly have lost some of your friends. What does Memorial Day mean to you?
Well, it means a lot to me for those guys and ladies that have sacrificed their lives. But it means a lot to me for the freedom that we have in our country. And I think that I contributed to that, my share, I hope, in the fight in the war. So it means a great deal to me, and I think that it should be a day that people recognize it and honor it. So I do. I fly my flag.
Now, sir, what would you say? We were talking, Amy's son has a friend who's 18.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Him. Well, first of
What
all,
would you
thank
ask?
you for your service. My grandfather served in World War II, and he actually fought in Japan. And he's no longer with us, but I wish I could sit with him like I'm sitting and talking to you now and learning more. I was too young to ask questions like that. But I have friends now who are children or going into the military. What would be your advice to those young boys that are enlisting now?
It's a good thing for them to do. It's good for them to go into the military. If they haven't made up their mind what they want to do in life, it's a good time to be in the military, and it helps you make up your mind. Do I want to, what field of service you want to be in, or what field that you want to be in civilian life if you choose not to stay. But it does give you a lot of time to think about what you're going to do, and of course you're taught lots in the field that you go into. So it's very beneficial, and there's a lot of benefits for it.
Right.
Well, thank you so much, and we'd be remiss not to mention the fact that you have a beautiful wife of 69 years,
69
right?
years. What's your tip on that, by the way?
Yeah, how do you stay married for 69 years?
That's what we really want to know.
3 women here who would like to know how you make
Look
that
at
happen.
how beautiful she is.
I do what I'm told to do.
There you go. So that's more advice for the
Good
men.
answer.
Would you agree with the saying, happy wife, happy life?
Yes.
There you go. Well, I love it, and thank you again. We really do appreciate you being here today.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Bravery and for your service.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
All right, there are so many ways to help out our veterans. A quick donation of small personal items to the VA means so much to these men and women. Everything we are today is built on their bravery and sacrifice. And from all of us on the broadcast, we say thank you for your service. All right, coming up, it's a wonderful history lesson on why Old Glory is the emblem of the land we love. We'll find out its influence, how its influence is being renewed in schools across the country with a unique educational program. Stay tuned.